Hi, Mariatu. How are you?
Hi, Terry. I'm good. I'm good. I'm
I
doing
really appreciate you taking the time to do this. Again, this is you're the first. This is my first interview with someone who is going to talk about her experience and her success and how she used one of the strategic components from management to do that. So I'm really appreciative that you're taking time to do this, Mariatu.
You're very welcome. Anything for you?
Ah, thanks. You're going to regret you said that.
Yeah,
So
anything for you, Terry.
thank you, Mariatu. I was hoping, before we get started with, introducing the concept of the VRIO and all that, before we do any of that, if you could introduce yourself, maybe show us around your beautiful salon, tell us about your path.
Okay. Well, my name is Mariatu. I was a student at Chaffey College. I'm the owner of Organics Salon Spa, to Organics LLC, DBA to Organics Salon and Spa. So I'm gonna walk you guys around here a little bit. As you can see, I have all these degrees. It's a lot of hard work, but I've been here since 2016, and the salon was launched in October 2016. I started this business in 2016, October 2016. Before I started this business, I was a dancer a long time ago, long time ago. But I was a in 2009 to 2004 to 2009. And I was dancing in the Los Angeles area. And I went to beauty school during my dancing days. So I would dance at night and then I would go to class in the morning. And then when I was done with cosmetology license, I then decided to open a business in 2006. I opened a salon, which I had no idea I should have never done because I didn't have the degrees, I didn't have the experience. All I had was the cosmetology license. And I thought I knew it all, which I didn't. So, to fast forward to 2008, I closed the salon down because the economy took a turn for us when the housing market crashed. And then I relocated here to the Inland Empire. And I got a job with Fantastic Sam's, and I ended up, while I was at Fantastic Sam's working full-time, I decided to enroll myself at Chaffey College in 2010. And when I enrolled myself, that's where I met Terry. And Terry basically became my mentor. And all the advice, all the inspirational words and things that you were telling me made me be where I am today. Especially one of them that still stays with me is the branding part, how you brand yourself, how you carry yourself. Me sitting in the front row of the class, me showing up on time, doing my schoolwork, and asking questions, going to your office, making sure I take advantage of your office hours, all that play a role in me being where I am today. So it has been a journey. So I don't know what else I can say. I'm gonna let you keep asking me the questions, then I'll be able to respond because I can go on and on and on.
Great, Mariatu. It's very inspiring. Your story is amazing. If you give us an update about, okay, after Chaffey, where you transferred and where you are now.
Okay, so after Chaffey, I went to Castle San Bernardino. I ended up getting a scholarship for the entrepreneurship program. So I got that scholarship for the entrepreneurship program and I got to Cal State. When I got there, my goal was to just get a business degree in entrepreneurial management. Again, taking Terry's advice by making sure I see my professors or talk to my professors, I ended up making an appointment with Mike Stahl, who happened to give me the scholarship for the entrepreneurship program. So I made an appointment and I saw him in his office and I asked him, I said, you know, I'm getting this entrepreneurship program, but at the same time, do you think I should take marketing classes because I do plan on opening my own salon? And he said marketing classes would be great. So I ended up doing 2 bachelors. I did a dual, one in entrepreneur management and one in marketing. While I was at Cal State, in Mike Stahl's class, I ended up bringing the idea where I'm sitting right now. The idea came to life for 2 Organics Salon and Spa. And they had a parent company, which is the Inland Empire Women Business Center, that assists women to write business plans. Again, I remember sitting in somebody's office, Terry, and he said, there's so many reasons out there for single parents that you should take advantage of. And I took your advice, and took advantage of every single resource that I saw available for me as a single mom. And I applied it. So while I was at the Inland Empire Women Business Center, I wrote my business plan, a 13 weeks business plan competition, and I came 2nd place. And when I took that kind of really helped me manifest what I really wanted to do, meaning everything came to light. You know, everything came to life for me. So right now, I graduated June 2020 with my master's.
Congratulations, Mariatu.
Professional. Thank you. Thank you. And right after I graduated, a month later, I got an offer to teach at Cal State San Bernardino. So now I am part of the School of Entrepreneurship, the first school of entrepreneurship here in California. I'm teaching small business management. And I teach cosmetology at Riverside City College. And I am a business counselor at the Inland Empire Women Business Center. And I just opened my 2nd location in Las Vegas. So I'm all over the place. So that's where I am now.
I just envy your level of energy. You know, your story is so inspiring, Mariatu, and your drive, and you're still out there building and growing and teaching. It's just very inspiring. It's just, I'm so glad you're taking the time to share that with me and all my students, because I know they will be as inspired. Thank you.
Terry.
Well, now for phase 2. So I'm this is for mostly for the management students, but I will make it available to all my students in global business as well. Actually, we do cover the VRIO, less in the intro class. And so if you would give us, go ahead.
The VRIO, could you please break it down for me so I can really understand what it is that, you know, because
yes,
just so I can understand, and I'm sure the students over there that, you know, we can all understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the VR, you know, this is the chapter on planning and strategy. And so this is when we start to look at a lot of work, Michael Porter, one of them, the diamond theory and all that stuff. And then we get into the strategic tools, right? So the SWOT analysis, we haven't started there, but we'll do that. I know you remember it very well.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I remember.
The BCG matrix, same thing. We know we're going to cover that. I thought in your case it'd be great to hear about you know, the maybe less popular VRIO, where we're breaking down these 4 components, where the answer has to be yes on each component for long-term strategic sustainability. And so the first one is that the product or the service of the company has to have proven value, that there's something that really makes people want to go there and just as a valuable component.
Mhm.
The second one is rare. And some of these, by the way, a lot of them, they work together. The R is for rare, that in this case, your salon is rare because it really, you have so differentiated yourself. I don't want to take it away from you, so you're going to have to explain how. The third one is a little bit kind of in tandem with, in fact, they work really well together, but it's in tandem with the others, because the third one is about, well, depending on the publication, inimitability, right? So it's very hard to imitate. It's hard for someone to decide, I'm just going to do what they do. And it could be tangible or it could be intangible. There's this whole thing about tacit knowledge out there. And then the last one, the O, is how you have organized yourself. In terms, it could be in many different ways. Your suppliers, your distributors, your business model, and without revealing any trade secrets, and so that makes you super competitive. But more importantly, when the question is asked about your business model or your business, does it have that time of determined value in terms of rarity? Is it a rare business model? In terms of imitability, is it hard for someone to decide to do the same? And again, in terms of trying to imitate how how you're organized, how you've differentiated yourself. So that's the VRIO. Thanks for forcing me to recap it for my students. They'll be very glad.
You're very welcome. So the value part of it, the V part of it, is that when I was in the entrepreneurship program, and Mike Stahl asked us to write a paper about our industry, something that will differentiate us. We'll do the same thing, we'll stay in the same industry, but something that will differentiate us from our competitor. What is it? What can we do? So that's where the organic trade came from for me, because industry is all full of the same product, the same tradition, the same chemicals and everything. And at the time, the organic industry was starting to grow. And when that idea came, he said, come up with an idea in your industry. I was like, one day I was in the grocery store just shopping, and I started seeing the organic produce section. And I'm like, I wonder if they have organic products for hair. And that's when I rushed home. And when I got home, I got on the computer. I was so excited because this was something that would be different. And I Googled, and at the time, the first company that popped up is in Italy. It's in Bologna, Italy. That's where the company for my product is. So I got really excited, and I reached out to the company, and they told me that they had a distribution center out here in Florida. So I reached out to them, and they told me, they said, at the time, the company has just came out in 2005. So a lot of people didn't know about it. It was mainly in Europe. So when the idea came up, and also as a hairstylist, I remember telling you how I went to JCPenney and they turned me down for the lead position a couple of times. And I remember you saying, maybe there's a reason, maybe there's something better out there for you, So now I'm glad I didn't take it, or they shut me down, because look where I am today. But so when I took that idea and I wrote the paper, and I ended up standing in front of the class and I presented it, all my classmates was like, wow, that's such an amazing idea. Who would have thought that there's organic product? Of course, I met some naysayers that said, who is going to pay for an organic product? Who is going to, nobody will want to pay because it's going to be extra. So I realized that, well, there's going to be a lot of value. People will want to use healthier products for their hair. They will rather pay for their products expensive now than pay for their life later, because the chemicals that are in the traditional products causes cancer, which I found out later on as I'm doing my research for my business. So that's how I came to find out that there's value in this. And then when I did the marketing research, again, I was in school. So I started using my school resources to do marketing research, school projects. I used them to do marketing research. So I did a survey. Finding out, I went to the farmer's market to find out, would they pay for an organic product? Would they pay a premium price? Would they leave what they're using now if they find out that there's a product that's better for their hair? So that's when I got that review back, when I got that survey back, I found out that yes, actually they would rather pay for the benefit that they get from using healthier products than paying less and have products that would cause something to their health later on down the line. So that's the value part of it. What was the other one?
So rare. What makes it rare?
Okay, so what makes it rare is that you could go, people Google my salon. I'm the only organic salon that comes around in Rancho Cucamonga. A lot of people are not imitating it. I don't know why. One thing that I know for sure is that it is costly. The price, for the product is costly. So because of that, I feel like people rather use the cheaper products than actually spend and use a healthier route. So it's very rare here in Rancho Cucamonga because nobody else is doing it. People come as far as Kuiper. They come as far as Victorville. They come as far because they've seen my social media. So they travel that far to come use my product. And when they come, the way I've set up my salon, I don't have no fake plants. All my plants are real. The recycling part of it is different. They don't see all these different unique things that I've put into the salon. So that definitely makes me different. And they appreciate that. And people that are more about the planet, sustainability, they get very excited when they're here. So it's real to see a salon like mine, And that's the same type of concept I'm trying to take in Vegas, because when I got there, I'm now starting products here. So people are actually starting to get excited.
That's awesome.
So that's the R part of it.
Okay, so for the next one is well, you kind of answered it a little bit, but the I, the inimitability. Like what makes it so that someone, this is where you have the barriers for entry, that another business would find it very difficult to try to imitate your model. Again, without revealing all your trade secrets.
It will be very hard for them because, for one, I've set myself apart in a way where a lot of people ask me when they come, they see all my degrees on the walls. They're like, you have your business. Why did you go for all the degrees, And I'm like, they're like, I've never seen a hairstylist that have a master's on the wall. That was something that I set out to, it meant a lot to me to go and get my degrees because I'm from a third world country. My mom didn't get even a high school diploma. So I wanted to make sure I get all the degrees that I can get. And not only that, it was something that when you sit in my chair and the conversation gets started, they're like, one lady, she was sitting here, she said, oh my gosh, I see you have, is that a master's or a doctorate? I'm like, that's a master's coming out. And she said, why? I'm like, why not? Why not? Why stop myself? Why limit myself when I can continue to educate myself? And not only that, I have students around me that I'm mentoring. So, because most of my workers here, my students from Riverside City College, they're cosmetology students, and I'm mentoring them so that they could become better hairstylists and better business owners when they do decide to branch out and start their own businesses. So why not go as far as I can, and me putting in the plants in here, I don't think I've seen any salon where I go and they have plants that are all over the place, and it's hard for someone to implement, to really do what I'm doing right now. They can do it, but I don't think it'll be the way I'm doing it.
Well, and then you put so much of yourself into it, that's impossible to replicate.
Yes, yes, that is a plus. You have to be a very good people's person also, because you run into all type of people, and some of them want to bring you down and some of them. So everything you have to do with a passion, you have to do with love, and you have to really be wanting to do it for the people. It's not always about the money, because the money will come back later. But when you put that love and that passion in it, they see that love and that passion, they will continue coming. And then you continue to build long-term relationships. It's not about the short-term goals, it's the long-term goals. So that's how I always do things. And I think it shows. That's why I continue to blossom,
Absolutely. Well, the last one is about organization. So it could be about, how you've set up your business. It could be about suppliers. It could be, I mean, again, there's things that are tangible, intangible, anything exclusive that you have in terms of anything.
And so the way I've set up my organization, first I was doing everything on my own, when I first started, because you're in extra funding all over the place for me to go grab. I got rejected so many times by the banks that I really thought this business was never going to happen. So everything I did on my own. I did the QuickBooks on my own. Everything was on me. So I finally, last year, October, I finally brought in an accountant. So now I have an accountant on board that is also like a coach, because he's always telling me, don't buy this, don't buy that, and, limit yourself on supplies, So having that person to like basically tell me, you're spending too much here, you're spending too much there, is a plus. So I brought him on board, and he has been really good at coaching me how to spend the money wisely. And then I finally hired my receptionist. Again, I was doing all this by myself, so now I have a receptionist. And my goal really is to continue bringing in students from RCC, train them, and eventually, if they want assistance in starting their own company or in starting their own salon, I can sponsor them with the Two Organics brand, so that it could be, I don't want to say a franchise, but but the way I'm visioning it, it seems like that's where it will end up going. Yeah. Like today, my receptionist came in and she had on a shirt with the Two Organics logo on it. It felt good to see my logo on her. And I want to do that in every seat, And so that's how I'm building it. The way I'm seeing it going, the vision that I have is having multiple locations, regional. To be honest, I'm just doing it as I go. But I know that when I was in the master's program before I graduated, the last thing we did was creating a marketing plan for the future. How we're going to expand, either in opening an academy or franchising, mentoring. at the same time, it's always starting from here because I have to build, this is the foundation. I have to create this system that I can apply this system at any other location. So right now, this is the foundation. I think I would have been there by now if COVID had not come in, you know. But again, I'm not giving up. I'm just getting warmed up. So, you know, that's basically it. You know, at first I was handling everything on myself. You know, I was, you know, the entrepreneur, the technician, and the manager. So now I'm giving other people things to do, you know, so that I don't get to wear the whole umbrella by myself. But it's a good journey, Terry. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I enjoy it. You know, the thrill of taking a risk is insane. But we'll see. You know, it's exciting. What can I say? It's exciting.
Well, I look forward to having you back in a couple of years when you can explain how you successfully added all of these stores via like one of the fastest growing franchises in the United States.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I know there will be a time that I'll be sitting around explaining that, you know. It's crazy that, to be honest with you, I was telling one of my clients, she said, how do you even think about getting another location when people are closing their stores? I'm like, you know, that's when you see opportunities, you know, and I've taken it and I've ran with it.
That's awesome.
You know?
What advice would you give students today? So you have a lot of students who their plans change. They're not thrilled about online classes, but they still have goals. A lot of students in business want to be entrepreneurs just like you. What advice do you have for them?
They have to have priorities, Terry, and they have to really know what their aim is, what they want in life. You know, I know my primary focus or my primary aim was my children, was providing for my girls. And knowing that I was a single mom, and the way I started, you know, this whole journey, I was 4 months pregnant with my now 6-year-old, and I didn't let anything stop me. I had a lot of people close the doors in my face. I had a lot of people say no to me, you know, but I could have taken that no and just sat back down, but I didn't let that stop me. I knew what I wanted and I went for it. So you have to know what you want. Whatever it is that you want, make sure you have the passion for it. Because if you don't, that's what's gonna let you give up easily. But when you have that passion, it will keep you going and it will keep you fighting for whatever it is you want. You know, coming from Africa, I didn't have the privilege that most of the children have here in this country. So when I came here and my mom told me, the first advice she gave us was, if you ever go to prison, don't call me. And my sisters and I, we made sure not to ever go to prison, you know. And so she said, don't call me, I won't come and bail you out. I don't know you, I won't, you know. So when you get that type of advice, it just makes you strive for better. And even when I was doing dancing, I knew it wasn't something my family would be proud of. And the first opportunity that I got to get out of it, I got out of it and I turned my life around. So you have to be focused. You have to, I always say, focus and prioritize. And don't let somebody say no to you. You take it, you know, because when somebody say no, there's another person that will say yes. Or when one door closes, another door will open. JCPenney rejected me twice to be a salon leader. Now I know why, because here I am. I'm sitting in my own salon. And so, you know, so these are the things they have to take into consideration.
Well, I want to really thank you for taking the time for showing us around, sharing your story, and inspiring. I know my students are going to be so inspired when they see this. I know they're going to have a lot of questions, so be ready for me to have them email you. But again, I really appreciate you taking the time. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next, what other store you're going to open, what academy you're going to do. It's been really fun to follow all of your successes since you left Chaffey.
Hey, it's all your advice that you gave me. Most students should be going into your office to talk to you and pick your brains. It will really work well for them, you know. It's, yeah, take advantage of your professor's office, you know.
You're way too generous. Thank you, Mariatu.
Thank you, Terry, for having me. Anytime.
All right, thanks. And well, but we'll try another strategic analysis maybe another time. Thanks, Mariatu. No.
You are so welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Bye, Mariatu.